Last week, God ministered to over 3,000 children in our community. Over 300 children were counseled for salvation, and that is because over 90 churches, Christian churches of different denominations, came together to spread the good news of Jesus.
So personally, one of the coolest things I got to witness this week was my daughter. She is 9 years old, and she was very intrigued. She had lots of questions for some of the good news leaders. She asked me a lot of questions about Jesus.
We had an amazing week of ministry. We had over 100 volunteers come together, but not just any volunteers. What struck my heart was that it was an intergenerational mix of volunteers. We had children of staff and volunteer helpers that came alongside us, and it was those kids that went into the park and played with the other kids and invited them over to Good News Across America. We had student ministry join us. We had adults and senior adults. It was an intergenerational mix of volunteers that came together in unity and fellowship to labor for Christ.
So I think the coolest part about Good News Across America last week was just having our students be engaged in it. So every night during the week, having our students come and serving and being a part of it, hanging out with kids in the community. And for me, on a personal level, what I thought was really cool was just the opportunity to show the community that Jesus satisfies. In a community where there's so much affluence, there's so much materialism, to show the community that Jesus satisfies, that we can have fun in a park talking about Jesus, playing games that are kind of goofy and kind of silly, but showing the community that Jesus satisfies. I think that was probably the coolest part of Good News Across America for me, and from a youth pastor's perspective, to get to see our students engaged in that process.
Last week, our volunteers came together and ministered to over 150 children and families. Of those children and families, about 50 new children came to our rally, and about 25 new adults. One woman in the community with her 3 children walked 30 minutes just to attend our rally. That's how much Good News Across America impacted her life.
This week for me was just really, I felt like I learned a lot about service and how Jesus satisfies us as well as others through the service of others. For me, it was different this week. I got to sit back and kind of be on the back end of the week and watch the CEF people deliver the message to the children and talk to the children. And I learned so much. Even as an adult, I think sometimes we can learn so much in a children's ministry aspect when we get to sit back. And watching kids from the age of 16 up to 23, teaching kids who are 4 up to, 6th grade was really a neat thing for me. So on that side, seeing them serve was really important.
The mission and vision of our church is to love God, to love others, and to help others to know and love God. And last week, we had that opportunity. We had an opportunity to help others in our community come to know that God is love. Come to know His love by serving them, talking with them, counseling with them, and simply having fun with them.